world's abuse. I won't give up or refuse. This is how it feels when you're bent and broken. This is how it feels when your dignity's stolen and everything you love is leaving. You hold on to what you believe in.
Okay, so let's continue with Percy Jackson month as we go on to the Illiad. Now, if you don't know what the Illiad is the story of Achilles and Odysseus and Troy and Hector and Helen and all of them, and, you know, the fall of Troy and the fight of Troy, and I gotta say, it's boring. I'm serious. Like, you know, we know Achilles as the great hero of Troy. He did nothing for like 3/4 of this war. I am not joking. He pouted for 3/4 of this war. And then when he stopped pouting, he yelled. And then when he finally fought, he just went after one dude. You know, cut a lot of people down in his way, but he just went after one dude. Yeah, that's about where the Illiad kind of ends. Is before that whole thing. Because, like, it's more focused on Agamemnon and Paris or Alexandra, whichever one you prefer. We're gonna say Paris because it's a lot shorter, you know? And also a little bit on Helen and just mainly Agamemnon and Paris and the whole, like, who gets Helen dispute. And Achilles is just there. Like, we actually have to be reminded that he's there. Odysseus is in this more. This isn't even his book. His thing's the Odyssey, and this is the Iliad. So, okay, the Iliad pretty much, like, it's interesting, but at the same time, it's not. Because a lot of the chapters literally list people who have died. And you know how in Percy Jackson they were just like, oh, this person of this person, son of this person. They have to say, like, their full name and their parentage. Yeah, imagine that times, like, 20. Because they're like, oh, this person, son of this person who came from this land, and this is their full name, and this is what they've done, and this is who they killed in this battle, and these are their parents, and oh my god, it was getting so on my nerves. And there's a reason that they did that, and like I said, these books I read when I was in mythology class, so we did discuss the reason, how they want to be remembered, and like Kolos and Kalos, or however, I forget how to say it. Wow, I already forgot. That's the Greek word for honor. And yeah, they do that. And Achilles, it does not mention anything about Achilles being dipped in the river Styx. And that's because this is the Greek version. Interestingly enough, the idea that Achilles was placed in the river Styx was Roman. Yeah. That the Achilles heel idea, that he was so godlike that he had to be placed in the river Styx to get that power, was a Roman idea. It wasn't originally Greek. He was just portrayed more godly, I guess, which I have to bring it up, but that does remind me a lot of Nico, how he acts in this book, where he does a lot, but a lot of it is done really late on, and there's some behind the scenes work going on, but it does remind me of Nico, how he acts, and I'll go into more of that when we talk about the Greek aspects or just characteristics that you did not know about mythology. But for this one, yeah, it's mainly about Agamemnon, who is, I guess, going in place of Nestor to go get his wife back, because apparently Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite got into a fight about who is more beautiful, and Aphrodite said, if you declare me to Paris, because apparently Paris was a judge for whatever reason. They don't actually have the myth in the Iliad, but for whatever reason she was like, oh, but if you say that it's me, you can marry Helen, even though she was already married. So he did, because Helen's pretty. Even Helen was like, dude, I'm not worth it. Like, I get she's the daughter of Zeus, but with how many kids Zeus had, he could easily go find another wife that's a daughter of Zeus. Just saying. With how many kids he had, unless they're like all boys, he could have easily found another daughter of Zeus. Very easily. But other than that, like, the Iliad, it's that's pretty much it. They go there, there's fighting at times. You do get some of the, like, some of what the gods are doing. You get, like, what's going on with all of the armies and the soldiers, and you get everyone going back and forth trying to figure it out, and the compare and the contrast, and it's really it's a book for school. It is meant for school. The Iliad is meant for school. I don't see people actually reading this for fun. Now the Odyssey I do see reading for fun, but this is actually really confusing, the way that it's written, and you're sitting there going, so all of this is over a girl. Which, honestly, yes, a lot of things are over a girl in mythology, but you're sitting there going, this war with tens of thousands, there was 3 pages dedicated to the ships that came to fight this war, so no wonder why Troy lost, because my god, the ships that came, when the number, it's like, you're just gonna crush puny little Troy, and all over a girl who, even she was like, I should just go back. You guys are killing each other over me. And it's like, she's one person's wife. I get maybe him sending his troops, but, like, all of Greece going to get her back. All of Greece. What? Why? See, the motives, this is what happens when you jump right in and you plop right into the middle of it, because you do. It's already been the 10 years, because for whatever reason, the Greeks actually have a thing about the number 10. So it's been 10 years or whatever that this has been going on, and they've been fighting towards Troy, because I don't know why they needed to ransack places along the way if they just wanted to go get her back, or maybe they were all bored. It was like, nothing's going on, maybe they're bored. And then they were just like, yeah, let's go start a war for this girl, because, you know, we're bored. I don't get it. I don't get why you would do that. I don't get any part of that. And then Achilles throws a fit because of, again, a girl, because this time it's like they captured a priest of Apollo's daughter, and then the priest get Apollo to curse them with a plague, so they had to give her back, and Agamemnon didn't like that, and Achilles' prize was a girl, and Agamemnon he felt cheated, and it's messed up, especially by modern day standards. It's messed up. Just not even considering the myths that was going on around it. It's just messed up in general. Why? It's like, you're fighting over a girl, and you had a bigger problem because of another girl. Yeah, who said girls didn't hold power back in ancient Greece? My god, did they ever hold power? But yeah, the Iliad by Homer. Pretty boring. Doesn't even have that much of Achilles in it for the myth of Achilles. It does get interesting when the fighting goes down, though. When the fighting goes down, it goes down. Okay? You know when the fighting's going down, and it is amazing. And I like the fighting, how it goes back and forth, where it's describing how different gods were coming on the field to fight and how they were trying to help, and then going to what was actually happening with the different people who were dying. That was interesting. But when they stopped to name everyone who was dying and the parts between the battles, where there were a lot of parts between the battles, then they did. And the Trojan horse comes in a little bit towards the end, but like I said, it's like a series. No wonder why Rick Riordan does cliffhangers, because they end on a cliffhanger here. I don't get, why don't you just start from beginning to end if you're gonna tell this story? But I guess, like he said, this was written by a dude from ancient Greece, so he assumed everyone already knew what the myth of Achilles was and all of that, so he was just retelling it for a story. It's like, if you love something and you're watching it in the beginning, you watch it once, you know it, and then you could just plop into the middle of the movie and automatically know what's going on. But, you know, for people who are reading it now, I can't blame him for not thinking ahead that far, but for people who are reading it now, that's really, really confusing. Insanely confusing. Well, besides that, that's the Iliad. That's all I gotta say about the Iliad. I really just criticize the Iliad a lot. I can't criticize it too much because it is good. It is an interesting poem, especially when the fights go down or when you go up and you see what the gods are doing. But in between the stuff, just especially by modern day standards, you're sitting there going, dude, get over it. It's like you have an entire war going on and you're gonna, like, pout over a girl. And you're just sitting there like, this is not right. There's nothing right about him, even, like, about that whole situation to begin with. And I guess, like, I know it's historically accurate, but still, I don't like it. Now, let me move on back, more like, to what I said earlier about Achilles and Nico. So Nico is very, very similar to Achilles in the sense that he actually acts like Achilles. Now, you might be sitting there going, what? Well, Achilles is portrayed as godlike because he actually barely eats and barely sleeps. Think about Nico. He's shown sleeping a few times. He doesn't really eat that much. And he's extremely powerful, and so is Achilles. Achilles is seen as extremely powerful. And Jason sees Nico as extremely powerful. Everyone knows Nico is extremely powerful. Everyone knows Achilles is extremely powerful. So I just thought I'd draw that comparison in there. I don't know if Rick Riordan intentionally did that, but that's just one way that they show power and, you know, more of like that legend status in these old Greek myths. And we'll be talking more about that next time when I tell you the interesting facts about Greek myths that you did not know. I'll probably not call it that video, but you get the idea. It's to me telling you all the facts that were incorporated into Greek mythology that were more Greek culture, and they were just elements to actually show something bigger about the story at hand. So, well, that's it. That's the Iliad. I hope you're enjoying Percy Jackson month. Maybe Nico's gonna come out to be a god in the end. Maybe he's already a god, because I mean, how much does he look like Anubis? Seriously. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Bye!